Welcome to Yotpo's Destination Online event, Black Friday Cyber Monday Strategy with ThirdLove. I'm Ashley Rosenthal, a Senior Enterprise Account Executive here at Yotpo. We're thrilled to have you here with us today. We also want to thank everyone from Nosto, SearchSpring, Refersion, and BVA for making this event a reality. We encourage you all to share this event and add your own insights on social media with the hashtag DSTND2C, and please tag us at Yotpo so we can say hello. There will be two parts to today's session. In the first part, we'll be talking about a few big themes for digital first brands, including some Black Friday Cyber Monday predictions, pandemic trends in e-commerce, and strategies to build your Black Friday Cyber Monday predictions. So let's get to it. Our first prediction is that consumer spending is going to continue to lean heavily toward e-commerce. After a difficult and very eventful year, we're starting to reopen to a very different world. We all know e-commerce has grown rapidly in the past year, but what we're also seeing is that pandemic habits are holding steady well into 2021. Last month, for example, Amazon saw the biggest Prime Day ever, with 250 million items sold, despite it being held earlier than ever before. Analysts are also projecting that e-commerce sales will continue to rise by nearly 14% by the year's end to an all-time total of $909 billion in the United States alone. So whether it's new consumer behaviors becoming permanent ones, the priorities of retailers changing, or just the fact that consumers may not be ready or willing to embrace in-store shopping yet, we're confident that e-commerce sales will continue to surge. That brings us to our second prediction, which is that the continued e-commerce expansion will factor heavily into Black Friday and Cyber Monday behavior. And not just among consumers, but also among retailers as they prepare their marketing budgets and adjust their operations. According to industry observers, online sales on Black Friday and Cyber Monday are both expected to surpass $10 billion. And since this will be the first holiday season where families will hopefully be able to safely gather again, there will be some pent-up demand. In fact, eMarketer predicts that holiday retail sales will rise 2.7% in 2021, with e-commerce jumping 11.3% to over $200 billion. This brings us to our next prediction. How are these consumers going to shop? Our third prediction is a combination of the previous two, a held over pandemic habit mixed with more e-commerce growth. And that has to do with mobile purchases. It's not a surprise that people are shopping with their phones more than ever before. The value of purchases made with smartphones alone is set to triple in the United States between 2018 and 2022. And we're already seeing the signs of that accelerating because of the pandemic. In a review of Black Friday Cyber Monday 2020, Adobe found that 37% of digital sales on Cyber Monday were made on mobile devices. Since then, Yotpo found in a consumer survey conducted in late May that time spent on mobile phones has increased by 30% this past year, and approximately 72% of online consumers are using mobile devices to shop. So when preparing for Black Friday Cyber Monday, optimizing for mobile commerce is going to be a huge priority for brands. That brings us to the strategy part of our session. It feels like 5 years ago, but just this time last year, we were starting to hear about how brands were preparing to launch their holiday campaigns earlier than ever with the reduction of in-store shopping from the pandemic. And while we may see the return of a more traditional time frame to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday sales, it's important to consider how new online consumer behavior will factor into the equation. At Yotpo, one of the first strategies we're advising brands to deploy is early outreach. That can mean a lot of different initiatives, but here are 4 that we like. Number 1, advertise early. Start to get your customers excited about the holiday season, holiday product lines, and the sales to come. Number 2, reconnect early. Make an enrollment push for SMS, rewards, and loyalty programs. Get new customers into your ecosystem. Number 3, re-engage lapsed customers. Creating goodwill by tracking down customers who previously made purchases and asking them to leave reviews or offering them something to bring them back into the fold are solid tactics. And lastly, number 4, lure customers to exchange their first-party data for certain perks. One idea we like is offering early access to Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals if a customer signs up for SMS or joins a loyalty program. Ultimately, the long term here is to turn these new or lapsed Black Friday, Cyber Monday shoppers into loyal brand fans and regular shoppers. By creating infrastructure built with first-party data, you build goodwill and incentivize repeat purchases. Okay, that last one probably counted as more than one strategy, but this one is a little simpler. Focus on personalization. One major problem with Black Friday, Cyber Monday initiatives is that so many brands don't make an effort to stand out from the pack. For example, offering $50 off a $250 purchase doesn't necessarily inspire customers, especially if a lot of brands are offering the same. At Yotpo, what we recommend is making the shopping experience feel like something specifically curated to make Black Friday and Cyber Monday both more interesting and less stressful. Whether it's creating a special Black Friday collection, optimizing for Google Shopping, allowing multiple payment options, or offering specialized rewards for new customers, personalization can make a big difference from the one-size-fits-all noise of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And one of the best ways to achieve that is by knowing your customers well enough to predict what they might be looking for, which promotions appeal to them, and how they prefer to make their purchases. This level of knowledge is already a hallmark of the D2C model, but it only gets easier to know your customers with an integrated platform where data and insights are not siloed. Of course, understanding who your customers are is only part of the battle, which brings us to our third strategy. Find as many ways to engage with your customers as possible. A lot of the discourse around Black Friday, Cyber Monday focuses too much on revenue and not enough on lifetime value and loyalty. The holiday sales season can be a meaningful opportunity for brands to turn shoppers into long-term customers. And savvy communication with customers is at the heart of that. There are a lot of ways to do this. Using pop-ups during the holiday traffic surge to get customers to sign up for SMS or loyalty programs, following up on abandoned carts with SMS or email, enticing customers post-purchase to leave a review or comment on their shopping experience to build goodwill and solidify the relationship. In short, driving customers to engage with brands by leaving reviews, making referrals, receiving texts, and more is a much more sustainable way to build long-term loyalty. So to summarize, in some ways, Black Friday and Cyber Monday planning is a continuation of the upheaval that's defined this past year. The importance of smart e-commerce and mobile commerce strategies will be key in meeting customers where they are, just as outreach will be critical to boosting revenue and making conversions. One surefire way to do that is for brands to build a more authentic and rewarding relationship with customers. This, of course, segues nicely into the next part of this destination, our conversation with ThirdLove's VP of Marketing, Rebecca Traverzo, and Yotpo's VP of Product Marketing, Rosa Hugh. So without further ado,
hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our second session. It's great to be back here with you again today. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Rosa Hu, VP of Product Marketing here at Yotpo. As a quick reminder, if you want to share any content from the event on social, please remember to use our hashtag DSTND2C and then tag us at Yotpo. So today, I'm very, very excited to introduce our guest today, Rebecca Traverzo, VP of Marketing at ThirdLove. Today, Rebecca and I will discuss how ThirdLove creates incredible organic relationships with their customers, and we'll dig into a little bit of their Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies, both from past years and for 2021. So welcome, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Rosa. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Great. So let's just kick off and let's get started. So Rebecca, ThirdLove is today an extremely well-known brand already. And I'd love for you to share more about ThirdLove's brand story and purpose with us.
Absolutely. ThirdLove is a multi-generational women's lifestyle brand focused on elevated essentials across bras, underwear, loungewear, and more, which are designed to support women feeling effortlessly comfortable and confident throughout their day. In the intimate space specifically, we are the #1 digital bra brand among millennials in the US, which is so exciting to say. And that's according to MPD's 2020 Intimate Apparel Awards. To date, over 18 million women across the country have used ThirdLove's virtual fitting room quiz to receive curated product and size recommendations for her top drawer. We support the broader community through our TL Effect program, which was created to encourage and support early stage companies run by female entrepreneurs of color, and through the donation of 40 million worth of products to women in need.
Wow, that's just incredible. I would love to take a moment to focus on ThirdLove's commitment to inclusivity and body positivity for a second. So we've recently all seen the news about the downfall of that infamous Angels marketing campaign, and how that particular brand image was very alienating and outdated for women today. How does breaking free from that limiting imagery of women create an actually stronger bond between ThirdLove and your customers?
Yeah, it's about time that VS got kind of up to speed on what women need and what women want. But we're a brand founded by women for women, so we strive to represent women of all shapes, sizes, and ethnicities. It's not a marketing ploy or a selling strategy. It's inherent to our DNA and brand ethos. It's who we are, both externally out in the world and internally within our own organizational culture. Our biggest strength is that we listen to our customers. We understand her challenges in finding a great fit while looking for comfort and a feeling of sexiness and confidence when you know you are supported in your inner layer. We aim to deliver on all of those expectations.
I absolutely love that. The idea that a woman's confidence shines when she is supported literally from the inside out. And it really couldn't be more true. So if we look at that continuous fight for consumer attention and figuring out how to capitalize on niche outreach as a strategy, we'd love to understand how ThirdLove came up with its brilliant advertising strategy targeting podcast listeners and how that's paid off.
Yeah, podcast has been an amazing vehicle for us, not only to drive awareness of the brand and our product offerings, but also from a performance standpoint with very efficient CPAs, or cost per acquisitions. We've been leveraging podcasts from the beginning of our time. It was a growing medium, and as a startup, you always need to find alternative measures for TV to drive immediate awareness at a very efficient cost. Podcasts allowed us to do that in a space that wasn't competitive or cluttered. When a host talks about your brands and products in live reads and mentions, it's an implied endorsement that we covet, and so do the listeners, to be fully honest. There's also a nice shelf life as listeners download podcasts to hear later, and many times more than once.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And, no matter how consumers come to know or engage with you today, they're all initiated into that ThirdLove community, right? So what advice would you give to a brand that's really trying to figure out how to reach their target audience and how to create a sense of community?
My biggest advice, honestly, especially in today's marketplace and everything that is happening with new privacy regulations coming out of iOS 14.5 and coming soon 15.0, and moving closer and closer to a cookieless digital ecosystem, focusing on isolating and growing your first-party data is critical to your success. It allows you to understand who your current customers are so that you can identify what the right target audience should be to acquire new customers across your paid, owned, and earned channels. My second piece of advice, which will help you with the first, is implementing a loyalty program to build and sustain your brand community. A loyalty program doesn't have to be sophisticated or dynamic out of the gate. There's plenty of out-of-the-box solutions that can get you started with a loyalty program to surprise, delight, and engage your current customer base. Then you can enhance that program over time to create the most optimal and long-term loyalty experience. But you can start today.
Yeah, and we'll touch upon that a little bit later. For now, at Yotpo, we see our solutions like reviews play a big role in building a brand's community through advocacy. And as a Yotpo Reviews customer, I'd love to understand how our review solution contributes to strengthening your customer community.
In partnership with Yotpo, we firmly believe in the strength of customer reviews to give us that social and community proof we need to get consumers over the hurdle of buying their bras, underwear, and other intimate products online versus actually going into a retail store, which is the traditional way of actually, getting sized and getting your optimal fit for bras. So we invite our customers to share their thoughts via email after purchase, as well as across our social channels, which really enhances their feeling about the brand and creates more loyal customers due to the authenticity of those feelings. Whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, we want to hear it all. We definitely love the feedback loop. Luckily, our products speak for themselves with the quality, fit, and comfort we promise to deliver with them. So we've been blessed with over 90,000 five-star reviews for our hero products in the 24/7 bra franchise. We leverage this stat as well as real customer feedback in our social channels and paid ads to help enforce our product benefits and get people to the site to experience the brand for themselves. So we leverage reviews across the board.
I love that. 90,000 reviews. That is an incredible number. Yes. Big kudos to you on that one. We also, strongly believe that reviewers are taking the first steps to becoming the brand's most loyal and valuable customers. How do you further engage these customers after they've left their first review?
Well, I first want to say thank you to you and Yotpo and the team and their efforts, because we couldn't have done that 90,000 five-star reviews on our own and be able to actually showcase that in the market.
Our pleasure.
So thank you for that. But we reach out to our reviewers and we invite them to be part of our brand ambassador program, which provides them with gifted products to try in return for more reviews and user-generated content we can leverage across our site experience, our social channels, and again, paid ads. We also leverage reviewers to give us honest feedback twice a year with customer surveys that we can enhance her brand experience, create more products that meet her needs, as well as refine and optimize our current product offerings to make them even better. So we listen to our customer. We are a customer-led brand. Our customer comes first and foremost.
Yeah, that is so important in today's landscape to be customer focused and actually listen to your customers. So that's really, really admirable. And I think that's something that everyone who's listening can take away from today's conversation. So we kind of hinted at the topic of loyalty earlier, so we'll bring that topic back in now. So ThirdLove is currently using Yotpo's loyalty solution, which you very cleverly named Hooked. Major points to whichever team came up with that. I absolutely love it. Can you talk a little bit more about Hook fits into your overall e-commerce marketing strategy right now?
Absolutely. I wish I could take credit for the name Hooked, but I can't because it was before my time at ThirdLove. But I will give credit to both the Yotpo and our internal teams that came up with that name collectively and just sits so well in our ecosystem. So thank you. But Hooked customers are our MVPs. They're our most valuable players. They have over 2 times the lifetime value compared to non-Hooked members. And also when you think about just our tiers, because we have 3 tiers of our loyalty program, there's at times 3 to 6 times more valuable than our non-Hooked members. And Hooked is not just about rewarding those who are already high spenders. It drives significant incremental value. At times we've scaled our marketing efforts up and down on promoting Hooked, and our repeat rates actually follow. So we do see that correlation between the two. And those who join Hooked at the same first purchase average order value drive anywhere between 30 to 46% higher lifetime value compared to non-Hooked members. So as you can imagine, Hooked is one of our core strategies to drive incremental growth.
Yeah, those are some incredible stats. And do you see Hooked as a program evolving as ThirdLove continues to grow as a brand? And why is that important that a loyalty program continues to evolve?
Yes, it absolutely has to. I mean, we've grown so much in just the last year alone. We've expanded into other categories such as lounge, sleep, and are enhancing our product assortment across bras and underwear to include seamless, Third Love Forum, and some more surprises that are coming soon. So
Good.
we've got so much more to offer her. So evolving our Hook program is just a natural progression. The more we grow, the more opportunities we have to surprise and delight her, but also reward her for being such a loyal customer and part of the Third Love family.
I love that. So you already touched upon some great stats there, but without giving away any more trade secrets, can you discuss any other types of boosts that ThirdLove gets from having a dedicated loyalty program with Yotpo?
Absolutely. Having our Hooks program with Yotpo has allowed us to also increase our repeat rate with our highest value customers from 1 time per year to 2 times per year, which is critically important for us to deliver growth year over year. The purchase cycle for just buying bras is anywhere between 2 or 3 bras in a 12 to 14 month time frame. So our business is balanced with growth coming equally from new as well as repeat customers. So you can imagine loyalty is key on delivering the retention rates we need to hit our business targets.
That's what I love to hear. It's great. Okay, so another aspect of loyalty that comes into play is when we start discussing Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies, which is when so many of these playbooks get written and rewritten. And even though it's only July, we know that everyone is already planning for it. So what was ThirdLove's strategy during last year's big retail holidays, and how did that play out for you?
Well, last year was a doozy for so many reasons that I don't even need to explain, but we were knee deep in a pandemic. So it was questionable whether consumers would spend discretionary funds the way they always have during the holiday season. So last year we extended our holiday promotional window from 5 days in years past to 12 days to actually allow more time for consumers to engage with the brand and our holiday offerings so that we could more appropriately compete for share of wallet, which many brands were obviously doing. Some elements were successful, some were not. We had a lot of learnings moving into this holiday season in order to be even more effective.
Yeah. So as we mentioned in our first session, we're expecting an outlook this Black Friday, Cyber Monday that is very different from last year, but also very similar as consumers continue to shop online as they've done before. So you kind of hinted at this, but how will your strategy shift this year? And as mainly an e-commerce brand, how do you keep your consumers focused online when there are more motivations maybe to go out into stores, especially now that they can?
Absolutely. Well, we're aiming to truly become a holiday gifting destination this year with a robust assortment and limited edition capsule to fuel covetability and must-haves mentality for the season. In the past, we've been too focused on gifts for self, but this year we'll have gifts for self, for her, for everyone. It's super exciting.
I love that. She loves it, might as well share the wealth, right? With everyone in her friend network, her family, everyone and anyone. Great. So now if we look beyond Black Friday and Cyber Monday, what are you most excited about in the coming months ahead for ThirdLove?
The future is bright and pretty exciting at ThirdLove, I have to say. We're launching a bunch of new products this month and next. You've obviously seen all of the new product launches since the beginning of the year. So I hope you've gone out there and gotten your ThirdLove lounge and sleep. But I'm most excited about a new category launch that's coming in September. And as I mentioned, we have our first holiday capsule coming out this season, which is finally going to make ThirdLove an amazing gifting destination. And last but not least, our brand is going to look and feel very different, but yet the same in just a few weeks. So stay tuned for more from ThirdLove.
Oh my goodness, Rebecca, that sounds super exciting. And you bet we will all be watching. We cannot wait to see more of ThirdLove's growth and success. And so maybe as some final parting words with our audience, do you have any last advice for brands out there aspiring for this kind of growth and innovation? And by advice, it can really be anything from like tools, priorities, approaches, or anything that comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I honestly can't tell you guys enough that the most valuable advice I can give up and coming brands is that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Especially in the marketplace we live in today, as I mentioned, where measurement and attribution are becoming even more challenging with all of these privacy regulations coming into play across iOS and other platforms and channels. It's critical for you to have one-to-one connection with your customers. So increasing your first-party data capabilities is actually really critical to your success, both in the short term and the long term. My second piece of advice is to activate a full funnel marketing strategy so that you can break through and break away from the competition. Gone are the days where you can just focus on Facebook and Google to build your brand and drive your business. You need a diversified channel mix supported by mass reaching vehicles to drive immediate buzz and impact, but also sustain your efforts for the long term.
Wow. Thank you, Rebecca. Your advice today to our audience has been very actionable and realistic, and it was just an absolute pleasure having you here with me today. So thank you so much. And finally, a big thanks to everyone who tuned in today. And for all of our viewers, before you go, we will be sending a full recording of today's event via email, as well as a request to rate today's event. And of course, we always appreciate it if you can take a few minutes to fill that out so we can continue to bring you the best speakers and the best content like Rebecca today. We'll be announcing details, including the topic and speakers for our next event very soon. So stay tuned for that. And thank you again, and we'll see you next time.